eventide, when all good children run and hide. And there's a little illustration of the little town there. You've got the fairies flying around up there. And what's great about the illustrations that we've done for the Phantom Fairies is that the more you look at it, the more things you see. And you can even look at it upside down and see that some of the shadows are a little bit different, aren't they? That's kind of interesting, and people can think about, why are the shadows different? As creeping, slinking, oozing things come out to play for Halloween. And they're out playing, they're all dressed up. For one long year, the Fairy Queen has kept them in her coat unseen. But just one night she lets them out to slink and ooze and creep about. Aren't those fun words? Slink and ooze and creep. And there's the first picture that you get to see of Nereena. Oh, and I'm going to show you an iPad app as well in a little bit. After every harvest reaping, Mother Nature's gently sleeping. Slinking, oozing, creeping beings get one full night to spread their wings. And this is one of my favorite little characters there. Does that character have a name?
Alvise. It's a typical Venetian name.
With sharpened claws, big toothy grins, with scaly, green, and pointy chins, with tentacles and 1,000 eyes, they watch the moon begin to rise. In the corner over there is a little Italian creature called the babao. We don't really have them here, but it's called the babao. Then slither out into the night to try and give us all a fright. They cackle, scream, they howl with glee, for it is so fun to see the little children dressing up to look like them on Halloween. So I think it's funny that we're all dressing up to look like them. The Fairy Queen is very kind and watches them with love that's blind, for every odd misshapen feature found on all the creeping creatures. For other than a scare or two, they do no harm to me and you. See, they're just having fun just like we do on Halloween. They simply love to ooze and slink all through the night on Halloween. Till dawn's glow brightens up the east, and they return to her to feast on what the Fairy Queen has made. Candied apples and lemonade. That's what we don't know why. We're just reporting what we see, right? And also lemonade rhymes with and then in the back there's little recipes for how you make Fanta Fairy lemonade and Fanta Fairy candied apple. Because you have to get some help from your parents to create. And then in the back there's little biographies about. Okay, so now we did this for her. This is her favorite book. And it says, may there be worlds enough in time for all your dreams to come true. And I won't read all this part, but there's a lot of fun stuff here that hopefully you'll be able to explore later. All right, the first clue says, and let's see who can guess. Well, this one is pretty obvious. It says, our vampire bat, they say, it's true, drinks blood, but likes to eat fruit too. And then you take the little glass and go over the thing you find where the vampire bat is. Do you hear how it all rhymes and how every single line has 8 beats? It's called, this is probably for a later class, but this is called iambic tetrameter. All right, here's another one. Poor Dracula, meanwhile, I think, must tire from just one type of drink. And there's a little picture of Dracula down there. Tarantulas are so hirsute. Their barbers must be quite astute. Have you guys heard that word before, hirsute? It means hairy. So tarantulas are really hairy. When I was growing up in Texas, we had tarantulas everywhere. And some of them are about as big as your hand. But they're actually pretty, we kept them as pets, and they're actually pretty nice. It's kind of interesting to look at. I'm not a big fan of spiders, but they were pretty interesting. The shadow slips from here to there, then disappears, we know not where. The shadow hiding there. Has anybody seen there's a movie out about the shadow? There used to be a TV series when I was a kid. Egyptian pharaohs made his tomb. Did he pick out their own costumes? Anybody know what that is? Mummy, right. The bao lurks beneath the bed and nips at ankles to be fed. Remember that picture I showed you earlier? That was the bao. This one says, the eyes are windows to the soul. Whose souls are these? I'd like to know. And you can see the big eye in the middle there. Once, all right, tell me which one you think this is. I'm not even going to show you. I want you to guess. Once, Mary wrote about this tall green monster stitched up flowers. Who's that? Just say it. Frankenstein, right. There's Frankenstein. And actually, Frankenstein was the name of the doctor who supposedly in the book made the creature. So it's really called Frankenstein's Monster, right? That was a really interesting book. Very imaginative, made up story. How about this one? 8 tentacles propel this thing with suction cups to help it cling. Anybody? Yeah, we don't really know what this is. It's some kind of a tentacle. Could be an octopus, could be a squid. Don't know how it got mixed up in Halloween, but there it is. How about this one? Her gleaming interstellar craft crash landed here, and now she's trapped. Yeah, it's an alien. We probably got here on a UFO, which stands for Unidentified Flying Object. Has anybody ever seen an unidentified flying object? You guys have? I mean, sometimes if you don't know what it is a UFO. But hopefully
Unidentified, you know what it is?
Have you ever seen a helicat flying?
A helicat? All right. And this one says, the gypsy tells a fortune bold and wants her pay in coins of gold. Oh, and that's the last one. And then they're going back to this tree